now that we have our doors hung and adjusted and our drawer boxes all in, we're ready to start putting on drawer fronts. Now, what we want to do first is set up to put all of our drawer fronts on easily and quickly. So first what we have here is we have these drawers all set up with our Colby corners. Our Colby corners are just little L brackets that attach to the outside of the box in order for us to screw on our drawer fronts. Now, I have this set up here to show you why we need these for this situation. We have such a large gap right here, and we still have the amount of the side of the drawer box to go through. So as you can see, if I line these up, there really is not that much meat of the 3/4 inch recessed panel drawer fronts that lines up with the inside of the drawer box that we can screw into or nail into. So we set up these Colby corners so that we have an area where we can screw the drawer front on and we don't have to worry about damaging the recessed panel. Now, times where you don't have to worry about this is when you have a raised panel drawer front, a solid drawer front, anything that's 3/4 in the center of that, you can just go right into it. Here we have the recessed panel, so we're going to use these Colby corners on these drawers. For our new drawers, we have much less space in between the side of the cabinet and the side of the drawer. As you can see, we have a lot more of a chance to hit the 3/4 inch solid face frame of these drawer fronts in here. So over here, we're gonna end up nailing our drawer fronts on.
That's one of the benefits of using the undermount glides. You maximize space inside your box. You don't have the wasted space on the sides as with these old boxes.
Okay, so we're going to install these Colby corners on the outside. We want to make sure that we install them to where they're actually catching on the face frame. They have two different sides. So there's that side, which is wider, and this side, the other side, which is a little bit thinner. Now, if we did that side, there's a possibility that the Colby corner just slides right in there and then makes installing actually more difficult. So we're going to install these with the large side out. What we want to do is install them as close to perfectly flush with the face of the drawer box as possible to ensure that we have a tight, snug fit. These sides are only 5/8, so we're going to be using 1/2 inch screws to install them. Again, just like the base plates and the drawers, we're going to go right into the center of the hole, feathering in our screws as to not strip out anything. And those are on.
Also, these Colby corners do give you the chance for making minor adjustments once the drawer front is installed. With it being the oval slotted, you have room to go up and down with your drawers. It helps with leveling them.
So then the final part of this setup is we have some 15-pound Scotch mounting tape here. You can find it at any Home Depot in the tape section.
Any hardware store.
It's very strong. It ensures that when you put your drawer faces on, it kind of it sticks onto them and really holds onto them until you have the chance to screw them on. So we're just going to attach them directly to the Colby corner, and this gives us the ability to maximize the adjustment that we have within those eye holes of the Colby corner. So now that we are all set up with all of our drawer boxes with the double-sided tape in order to install, we're ready to start. Now, where we want to start off the bat is our bank of drawers. In order to find the distance between the drawers, first we're going to set it up by installing this lower drawer flush to the door to the side of it. Regardless of if you have a bank of 3 drawers, bank of 2, bank of 4, what you want to do is in the space that is occupied by the door that's adjacent to that bank, you want to make sure that your bottom drawer front is flush with the bottom of the door and that your top drawer front is flush with the top of the drawer. This will give you that desired look. So with this setup, we don't even have to remove any of the drawers in order to push them out. We can just remove the tape and place the drawer drawer exactly where we want it to be. So first with this stuff, it's easiest with a blade or a long fingernail to tear the red cover off there and expose the stickiness. So now that we have that off, we'll make sure that this door is sitting nice and flush to the cabinet. We have a block to sit there. With two people, you want to both hold it on the edge and get your desired overlay. Whether you have a 1/2 inch overlay, a 3/4 inch overlay, you want to set that up. I got about 3/4 over here.
Yeah, you can use a measuring tape. You can.
So
Going off of these lines right here, that's where the overlay will be.
So now we're just going to lean it back into our tape, get it pressed onto there. The nice part about this tape is it's activated by compression. So once you compress it onto there, you then can pull your drawer front and it remains where you placed it. So now you can close that, make sure that you're lined up to the bottom there. So we're gonna want to possibly move up a tiny bit with that, and then grab your level and make sure that you're matching the same amount of levelness. Good. Now again with 1/2 inch screws, we're going to screw on to these drawers. So this side needed to come up just a tiny bit. I'm going to start my screw in the eye hole a little bit. And then I'm going to use that eye hole and pull this side up just ever so slightly. Now that I have the one screw in there, I'm going to line it up and ensure that it's lining up nice and flush, which it is. Now, moving to the other side, he's going to put one screw in.
Right in the back.
We're going to close it again after you have a screw in each side and make sure that everything is lining up the way we want it to. So we have good alignment. Now, just like the doors, we're going to put our second screw in each side. Getting these bottoms of the drawer banks adjusted correctly and the doors adjusted correctly early on helps a lot in the long run, because then you can just use a block to hang them later on. So now what we're going to do, in order to hang the rest of the bank, we have to find our reveal between them. The easiest way to do this is by taking the drawer fronts that belong there, putting them right on top of the drawer front that you already have installed, taking a tape measure, and measuring the amount of space that's between the two of these. I have 5/8. I'm looking to make 2 gaps. So if I take 5/8 divided by 2, that's 5/16. Now I'm going to get a block that is 5/16. Check my block, 5/16, and we're ready to start installing. So what we'll go ahead and do is get these tapes set up, pull these off, and use our block to install these drawer fronts.
You can use a block on the outside to make sure they all line up straight.
And sitting on that block, you can just
Press it.
Make sure to press firmly on both sides. And then pulling the drawer front, we'll pull the box. Again, we'll just go one screw at a time. Bring that first screw in, ensure that we didn't shift. Second screw in, ensure that we're still lining up, and second screw on both sides. Now the line, put our block there. Now we're ready for our top drawer fronts. To ensure that you get the right spacing between the top of your doors and the top of your banks and your top drawer fronts, the easiest way is, first of all, to see if you have a full height door that comes all the way to the bottom to the top of, say, that opening. In this kitchen, on the other side there, we do have that door. So we're gonna go over and we're gonna measure this door. It is 31. And we're gonna measure twice. And it is 31. And then we're gonna take one of our upper drawer fronts, put it right on top of our bank, and measure from the bottom of the bank to the top of this current drawer front. It is 30. So we want to match that 31, so we need an inch space between the top of our bank and the bottom of our top drawer front. Just like before, we'll put our block right there, get our drawer front, blocks on the sides, put a good lean, and press it in. Now we're done with our bank. We're going to move over to our two drawer fronts above the double doors that are coming together. The only difference with this is you want to make sure to line up your drawer with the outside of these doors. So we'll put that on. Bob will use this block over there to set it up. And same scenarios before. Now that we have that pressed, we'll bring that out and attach our screws. And now we're ready to go to our next stage of installation.